the second video on the Seti project, and so I'm going to show you how to kind of analyze the data and find things based on their scans. So we're going to go down to section 13, and this is all the stuff I just already talked about. I didn't talk about the black body stuff, but this is the beginning part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and this I have duplicated. I have another screen of it right here because I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm going to show you an example we're going to run through. All right, so this should be somewhat interesting to do. I am going to click the button that says click here for the website. So when I go here, I'm going to go to the either standard viewer or experiential viewer. I'm going to use the standard viewer because I know how that one works. All right, and I have to select data, and so I'm going to pick something I know what I'm looking at, so it should match already what's there. This is an internal test to make sure things are working properly. So the code I'm going to look for, I'm going to pull this down, okay? Now keep in mind, this right here is the thing that says Seti right here. I have two screens open. I'm going to pull down the one that says 85636, 085636. So I come here and I look for that one. It's going to be down in the thing, right? So I can't do the Juno. I can't do the Juno flyby. So I'm looking for, and I'm looking just the last numbers, 085636. There it is. So, make sure you get the right one. Okay, so these has some kind of numerical code of dating. Nice. Okay, let's make sure the screen matches the other screen. So the screen here, after you make your selection, should look like, all right, this. I'm going to blip out like some of the screens. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so what you want to do is, first of all, this is only showing one line, but in our thing, it has better resolution. It has 70, 100, and this one's way over here, and it appears to be like 170 something. Okay, so I'm going to narrow my window for exploration. Okay, in this example, the whole thing's like here. I'm going to just try to get to around the 70 hitter, right? So there's one way you could do that. You could either display markers in the strongest hits, like this, and what it's going to do is it's going to just basically toggle in the stuff that's going to hit the most. Now these three lines are pretty strong, and it's just based on the fact that this has been doing scans for a while, and I guess I'm going to have to get rid of these things in order to see the stuff in the background. So first off, this is megahertz, so it's 1,000,000 hertz, so 50 times 10 to the 6, all the way up to 200 times 10 to the 6. So I'm going to narrow my band to what would be about 70, right? So my minimum is going to be 70, and let's say 70.1, and this would be like 80. So let's make this, I don't know, 70.5. Okay, when you hit enter, it's going to update, and it's going to basically shrink into that one little band, 70.1 to 70.5. Now you can see I've lost the band, which means I've missed it. I got to back up some more. So let me go ahead and make this a 0. I'm sorry, a 0. Let me hit enter and see what it comes up with. There's my bands. So I said 70.1. I totally missed these things. I want to cut these guys out. Okay, so I'm going to cut out from 70.02 all the way up to, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So how you do that, you come down to this thing, and I have to write it incorrectly, 70.02. The end megahertz, 70.08. And the start time, if you think about it, this is starting at 0 seconds and it goes to 3,500. So I want to get rid of that from 0 seconds, and the top time's 3,500. That's a waterfall plot. And so if I hit save, all right, what happens, it'll basically extract that section. Okay, now show data without masking, highlight, set masking minimum color scale value, right? So what you want to do is, I want to mask the RFI, the data, so it disappears. Now that's just leaving it kind of bold. I don't want that. That looks stupid. So I'm going to do this. And what happens is it should totally disappear. Okay. Now you can see there's a couple more bands in here. I'm going to try to get rid of those too. Okay. So if I think about that, 70, that's 0.8, right? You could get really, really close. Okay. 0.8 to 70 point, and look at this, 0.1, so 70.1, I would say, yeah, let's say 1.5. Let me go ahead and see what this thing looks like. And so obviously it's just going to try to blow up that one area. And it says here is, you see that little small band going through here? So that's 70.8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to mask that one. 70.086. Right? And I'm going to take out the next one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take out from there to 7, right? Same thing, 70.087. Remember, start time's always 0. This always goes to 3,500. This is just background stuff, okay? You're getting rid of this stuff so you can see that what is faintly done in the background. Here's another one. You see this little thing right here? I want to get rid of that, so that's 70.11. So I'll go a little before it, a little after it, okay? So I'm going to make this one 70.11, right? 70.11 to 70.11, and I'll make this one 5. And once again, 0 to 3,500. Okay, save. All right, let's see what he looks like. All right, looks pretty blank in here, right? There's a little one in here before it, and I can actually see a little line in here still, but I'm going to leave them in there for right now. See how much it matters. So I'm going to back out and see what I got going on, okay? And what happens is I just took out the lines that are around the 70 mark. See that? They're all gone now. There's a little faint one, barely, but let's do that. Now I'm going to single in to around the 100 is, and let's take a real good close look at that. So I'm going to go 100 to, let's say, 101, right? Let's see how close we can get to this thing and try to extract that band. Wow, see there's 3 bands right here, right? And I'm going to say 100, and this is the 100 to 0.1, right? So let's take this back, and we're going to blow that up. All right, we have some distinct bands here, right? So let's remove this. So this is 100.0. This is 2. This is probably as good as the resolution we're going to get. So I'm going to say 100.0. 100.01. It's pretty. This is 0.1. Seems like that would work. 100.01. Right. And let's try this. 100.015. Start time is 0. 3,500. Hit save. Let's see if it goes away. There we go. Got him that time. Okay. Let's try this one. This is 100.03. You could get it really close. I could say 03 to 100.04. Right. Hit enter. And we probably could get a better plot. There you go. That's one way to do it, is kind of narrowing the window so you can see what you got. So this would be 100.36 to 100.37. Let's get rid of him. Let's see, 100.036, right? To 100.037, 100.037, 0, 3,500. Hit save. Boom. That line's gone. Now I got to back up a little bit because I can't see anything anymore. So I'm going to go from 100. I think it was to 100. Let's go 101. Hit enter. I think there's just one line left in this group. Oh, there's 2. All right, let's get real close to them and see what we got. So this is 0.1. So 0.1, 100.1 is at the top. Keep in mind, that would be like about here. This is 100.1, and this is 100. So if I do this, I'm going to kind of blow up the picture a little bit, and maybe I can extract these two at the same time. Yeah, so let's take out 100.6 to 100.9. That'll take out these two things, right? So 100.06 to 100.09. Start times 0 and times 3500. Remember, this is just background RFI, radio frequency interference. We don't want this in our plot, and you'll understand why in a second. Now I'm going to go 0 to 200, and let's see what's left. 0, and I'm going to go 200. I think there's only one big line left. And there he is. So it's 60, 70. Let's do 170, 171. See if we can catch him. This is 171. Hit enter. Oh, wow. Okay. So it's 170. And I tell you what, I'm going to see these 4 or 5 lines in here. I'm just going to go 170 to 170.1. Okay. 170 to 170.1. And let's see if I can remove those lines from the region. Oh, I'm blowing them up, actually, is what I'm doing. Okay, great. So now, I can say it's 170.2 to 170.75. Okay. So this is kind of cool. You can actually pull it down and still see part of the window here. 170.02. My ending frequency in this case would be 175. Yeah, 107.75, right? 170.075. Once again, 3500. See if I got rid of these things. Hit save. That should clear the screen. Nice. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to go 0, and I'm going to go to 200. All right, so what's happening is I keep trying to find and dots, and I can't see them. The reason why is I have one more strong signal out here that it's finding these, and it won't show you the other dots. That's why you get rid of the lines, okay? Now that I see him, I'm like, why is this not working? It's because I didn't go far enough. So I'm going to go 0 to, let's see, 2 megahertz. And I'm going to see what I got. Hopefully this will blow it up. If I got rid of the line, I'm like, where is my stuff? Okay, all this needs to go because it's only going to hit your highest peaks. And right now these things are blinding us, so we can't see it. So I'm going to say 0 to 0.1, all right? So it's going to be to 0.1. We're going to get rid of this stuff. Well, actually, wait. Yeah, we could. I'll put it down here. So we're going to go from 0 to 0.1. And our time is 0. It goes to 3500. And I'm going to go ahead and save this. And that should mask that piece of background. You have to get rid of all those big lines to see the lines we're looking for. So now we're going to go 0 to 200. And let's see what we got. And hopefully we're going to see some targets. Okay. So, oh, that's what we're looking for. Okay. So this is kind of confusing because what we're trying to do is find these little dots. Now think about this. This is time of signal, okay? The real long ones just being left on doesn't tell us anything. These really short intermediate signals have some meaning based on the scan. If the scan goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in the sky, okay? So keep in mind what this thing's doing. So if I go back one and I show a picture what this thing looks, okay, so when the satellite is scanning back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, okay, it's going to pick up some information. These little targets that happen only for a blip of a second. And then it's going to scan again another time of the day, all right? Once again, if it finds those targets again, that could be a real signal being sent to us from an extraterrestrial intelligence. That's what we're looking for, these anomalies that you see right here, okay? So now we're going to start trying to dig these things out, okay? But first we're going to grab this stuff because this right here is important. Okay, because this tells you all the stuff you got to cancel out to make this thing happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shortcut part of this, and I'll show you how. I'm going to grab this thing as a snip, okay, new, and I'm going to take out this stuff that I am removing from this thing. Copy this, okay, and I'm going to put this into my form, Seti worksheet log. Okay, so if I go to my worksheet log, candidates, and check this thing. So we're going to look at the ones that show up here. That's our candidates. And then we have instrumental noise or interference, all right? So I'm going to put the RF interference here for a second, okay? I'm just going to leave it here. And I'm just going to put RF interference, RFI interference, okay? All right. And this is going to be, clearly I should have got a little bit more for doing this. I didn't. Let's go. Can I get more out of this? Maybe. I guess not. We'll go back and we'll put these things in. I put these in after the facts. This is my Seti sheet for doing this, okay? And obviously you're going to make a copy of this. I should have made a copy before I did all this. That's okay. So this should have my stuff I just put in there. Once again, I'm trying to make it easy on myself. Good. For doing this type of work. Because you're going to, it could get downright tedious. Let's take this out. There we go. So I don't want to goof my sheet up. I got a new sheet. I'm going to put my name on it. So I'm going to call this Duick. All right, boom. Duick Seti sheet. Boom. All right. Now I'm going to find my candidates. And the candidates, the data I need here is this, the start frequency, end frequency, start time, end time, and the power, approximately decibels, and then I make a comment. And so this right here was the background noise, okay? And so then I'm going to do this part. So I'm going to put today's date for doing this. I'm going to say 1/17/2022. School, the Salisbury School. Teacher, Dr. Duick. I spelled it funny, but that's okay. Local time, I'm going to say it's 8:23 p.m. File name. Now this is really important so they go back and see what you've done. So I'm going to grab the file name here is this guy. So this is probably the tedious thing is SPC12348 underscore 20150508 -85636. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and plug all that in my sheet. I wrote that down real quick. So it's SPC 00008 2015 0508 508 underscore 856 85636. Good. And it tells you all this stuff in here. Frame statistics, date, minimum, maximum, number of spectra. So we could put this in here. You could probably lift this. Sky frame statistics. Okay. Sky frame. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to cheat on this one again. I would just go ahead and snip that guy Jokers too as well. Snip. Let's grab all that stuff. Right. In fact, we should just done that. Copy. And we'll put this down here with this guy. All right. Boom. And the last thing we want to do is maybe I'll go ahead and take the that other piece of information, which was kind of this thing, data source file, in case I would have typed it in wrong or something. I want to make sure I got the real one. All right. Let's take him. Copy. Let's drop him in here in my Seti sheet. Boom. So, so I want to make sure I have all the pertinent information for doing what we're going to do, right? So now I want to try to target one of these things, okay? Let me grab this one. Let's grab this one. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to take a picture of this. I got 13 of these guys, right? So for all practical reasons, I'm going to grab this guy. I grab my picture. Looks like this. I'm going to copy him. I'm going to go ahead and drop him in. My Seti sheet down here at the bottom. Boom. Okay. So I'm going to shoot for this guy first, okay? So once again, the idea behind is like, I just don't want to leave anything behind, then it makes it easier for finding out what's going on. So this is between 0 and 10 megahertz, okay? So I'm going to go 0 and let's just do 10. I hit enter. Oh, nice. So there's a little tracer here. So I'm going to go from 6 to 7. All we're just fencing ourselves in. 6 to 7. Oh, wrong. Hit enter. So we're blowing it up. Wow, it's a little tiny bleep in it. So let's go 6.4 to 6.5. All right. And 6.42 to 6.43. You see I'm going here. It's just getting tighter and tighter. 2 to 6.43. Wow. So this is 6.423. 6.4224. And it just keeps generating it. And look how tight we're getting this thing. So we have 6.4238 to 6.4238. 239. Man. Okay. 6.42386. I can't tell if that's right on that line or not. That looks pretty close. 42386 to 6.386. I don't know. What would you say? 863? I don't know. That may work. Let's see what happens. This gets really hard because, ooh, look how far we're going. How many significant figures is that? So we have, God almighty, 6.42386. God, 60567. 67. To this whole number with an, instead of a 7, we're going to put an 8. That's crazy. You can cut and paste. It makes it a little easier for doing this too. See how close. I don't know if it's going to get us any closer on this one. I gave it something to think about now. Wow, okay. It may be too detailed. Might have to back up a smidge. Yeah, it goes down to 1. All right. Let's see, 1 to 2. I overdid it probably. Too far. No, I missed it. 861. Oh, I lost him now. Let's try 60. Let's try that. I think I. So obviously, the tighter you're getting this thing, the harder it is. There he is. So we're just going to call it what it is. And how long does it last? Well, if I was to scale over, it's going from 2,000. This goes to 2,500. So it's 1, 2, 3. I would say 3. 2,300 seconds. It does not last that long, right? I would say, God, 2,300 seconds is just a couple seconds. 2,300 to maybe 2,400. Okay. So let's go to our sheet. So I'm going to grab this number because it's really kind of going 86 to 862. Because it's not going to let you get any typer in that. So here's our guy. And interference, this is RFI. My candidate, it's starting here. It's ending here. And what do we say? It was a 7? Right? The start time was, if we go back and look at our sheet, it starts at 21, 2, 3. I bet 23 to 24, right? So I'm going to say 2,300 seconds to 2,400 seconds. And it says power approximately in decibels. Now, this is a colorimetric thing. I can't really see that very well. So I don't know. It's a good guess. I'm going to put in 8 because I can't see the color on that. 8. Okay? So that's my first candidate. And obviously, if you're doing this in a Google Sheet, it's going to save these things automatically, right? So once you get done with that, you can back out and grab the next guy. So I'm going to go, once again, 0 to 200. So we took care of him. Let's take a look at this guy right here. So, and you can see how we're doing. We'll do one more, okay? And then after that, you're kind of on your own for trying to figure these out. So this is 260, and let's say 260. No, I'm sorry, not 260. It's 60, maybe 65. So let's do that. We'll do 65 hertz. Do, let's say, below 70. So 70. We'll see what we get here. There he is. So it looks like it's about 68 to 68.3. 68. And we see 68.3. 4 will be fine. Let's just try that. Nice. And you see what I'm doing. I'm just getting it closer and closer. This is 1, 2, 3, 68.1 to 68.15. Nice. 68.14. I think it's between these two. So 68.14 to 68.141. Wow. 68.142. 6.142 to 68.14. Well, 1402. I think it was 1402. 02 to 1403. Boom. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sig figs. And so I think it's between these two, 6.4026. I don't know if we're going to be able to get any closer. We'll try it, right? Before it gets confused. 14026 to 14207. 27, sorry. 27. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's see what happens. Yeah, oh, right. So 14268. 268 to 14270. Okay, that looks like that's close as we're going to get. And then we're going to be stuck. For some reason, I'm getting a better resolution on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's to the 5. So 68.2480. Wow. I don't know if it's going to let me go anymore. 803 to 804. Let's see if this works. Wow. Okay. I think we're pretty good here. Let's call this one 868 to 869. That's pretty good. All right. So let's fill this out. I'm gonna actually grab this number. All right. Control C. So the next one's here. And this is going to go to 9. So I could change that. 9. Let's see where the blip is as far as the time goes. It's at 3100 to 3200. 3100 to 3200. So 3100 to 3200. And I'm going to put the decimal 8 again because the color thing's really hard for me to see. So that's how you would fill the sheet out. So you would try to identify all the targets in the scan that you picked. Okay? And so you would still want to save all this part 2 in case it's something we need to go back and take a look at. Like I would want to see all the dots in your spectrum. So you have to collect all those 13 dots and you put them all in your target like this. And that would be how the project's done. Nice. Okay.